Hey guys, Sunny here, some Heroes of the Storm action for you, and this is Game 2 of the best of 3 series between Team Wildfire and Team GG. And we have Team GG here in the blue, once again with Chen, Tychus, Syracuse as Abathur. Nick has switched it up and moved on to Rhaegar, and Arrow as well has taken Falstad. We're going to pause real quick. So slightly different team composition, a little bit more focused on team fighting now, I feel, than previously. Although Abathur still will be able to split push. And on Team Wildfire over here in the red uniforms, we have Anub'arak, Pickles as Anub'arak once again, Wargreymon again as Tassadar, Iacona as Uther, Poom as Stitches, and Teki is Sergeant Hammer. I believe he was Tychus in the last game. I can't remember quite off the top of my head, but I believe that was Teki and Tychus. I'm kind of ringing a bell there. And a little bit of a change up for Team GG. Falstad is being played by Arrow instead of Catherine Luck. And looks like we're going to be going into this right now. I'm thinking that Wildfire still has the superior team fighting composition, at least in a 5-man group. They'll be able to sit on top of Sergeant Hammer. And let's take a look at our level 1 talents here. Consuming Flame, Shredder Grenade, Survival Instinct on Abathur, keeping those locusts alive a little bit longer. Healing Totem and Bribe, pretty standard all around. Tychus is going for the grenade build. Versus standard on the other side, Advanced Artillery, Extended Spikes, Overload. Conjurer's Pursuit is actually an interesting one. Looks like Wildfire's going to go 3-man on the bottom, 1 on each other lane. Both teams are actually going 3-man on the bottom. This is something that you will see in those higher level games. This bottom lane is extremely important. You have 1, 2, 3 sets of giants down here. And if your team can control 2 of those, and even all 3 sets of giants, it will be extremely strong. So it is kind of 2.5 to 3 down here in the bottom lane. This is where the action is going to be at the beginning here. Pickles is coming around, wants to get that initiation off on Falstad. If he can get that stun, but it misses just off to the side. Sergeant Hammer is controlling the bushes very well with her mines. Uther's moving in there to help out with that. Tychus, Tassadar and Rhaegar fighting it off in the middle. Wargreymon and Nick. So they have switched up who they're playing. Wargreymon was playing Nova in the last game. So we have Teki moving up there with Sergeant Hammer, getting a couple of pot shots off onto Rhaegar. Onto Falstad. No one's really taking a lot of damage. Chen and Stitches. Poom up here versus ZPS. ZPS will take that top shrine. Wildfire already has control of the bottom shrine. Rhaegar's moving down maybe to help out. Wargreymon is there with the Oracle to prevent that from happening. And now we have a Chen Abathur versus just a Stitches. Nice pull into the turrets. It's going to take a decent amount of damage there onto Chen. But with that shield, he's going to negate most of that right off the bat. Big push here coming from Wildfire on the bottom lane. Getting shots onto these towers already, and there's Sergeant Hammer dealing her siege damage. Nice stun right there from Anub'arak, Mr. Pickles himself. Sounds like a Rugrats reference right there, Mr. Pickles. I loved that show as a kid. I don't know how many of you guys did, but I sure as hell did. But now we have ZPS up at the top, fighting Poom. Oh, hell, I still love that show. Who am I kidding? We have Rhaegar moving through here in the middle. Nick versus Wargreymon. Everyone's laning a little bit better. Wildfire is laning much better on the bottom lane using this Sergeant Hammer defended by healer and looks like we're getting some damage onto Pickles there, but defended by a healer and a really strong tank. There's not much that she can do to prevent that. Or there's not much that GG can do to prevent that right now. And they might actually kind of ignore that top lane, and I've got a feeling that Wildfire's just going to go for pushes along this bottom lane. Although Tychus gets out a little bit too far, but the tag, no, he dies to the impaling spikes behind the gate. First blood right there goes to Wildfire. Tassadar swinging down right here. It's like we have clarity being used to reveal that bottom lane. I'm not sure whose clarity that is. It was Rhaegar's Farsight. That's what that ability was, to reveal what was going on down here. And Wildfire is just crushing through this bottom lane behind Sergeant Hammer, Anub'arak, and Uther down here. pushing really, really well together. He needs to put a, well, maybe not. I was going to say you should put a lightning shield onto that. Looks like Arrow's coming down with that, or with Abathur's hat on his head, trying to get a couple of kills off with a gank. Push this aggressive lane back, but it will not. It is not meant to be. Kath and Luck here with Tychus is trying to push off. I love the infested Tychus skin. Just gotta point that out. It is extremely or not extremely powerful, but it's awesome, and it even has like custom ultimates that go along with it. Mid lane right here, we have a little bit of a level advantage for, nothing really going on in the mid lane, but a little bit of a level advantage for Team Wildfire. Falstead's picking up the Knights right here, or Giants right here with his bribe stack. You can see Uther Iacona using the clarity right there to check that Merc camp. If he hadn't have had bribe, they probably would have swung around and grabbed that the second they saw what was going on. Tychus trying to take a couple of pot shots here at Team Wildfire, trying to do a little bit more permanent damage. There's the far sight right there revealing what's going on the bottom lane at that bottom shrine. Falstad and Uther are facing off here in the middle. Iacona's going in on Arrow with that stun. He gets a couple of shots off, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it, although all the damage that he can do to Arrow is permanent unless he has the first aid talent, which Falstead can pick up. He did not get that. Tychus and Sergeant Hammer both got that talent, however. That is an extremely useful talent. ZPS is actually, and Abathur are actually repaying the favor along the top lane. Those promoted minions from Abathur are doing a ton of damage, and we have both lanes being pushed. Top for GG, bottom for Wildfire. And ZPS is having to back out. Shrine is being taken by Wildfire up top, so now we'll have to keep an eye on the Dragon Knight, see what goes down there, but looks like the bottom shrine is going to go to Team GG almost at the exact same time. Those repelling spikes miss, but now what's going to happen with the shrine? It's 3 on... Nope, now it's 4 on 3 down here. Chen is jumping in. Wildfire's trying to get out of there, but it looks like Uther might get blocked in. One last shot on Uther will take him down. I believe that was the stab from Abathur that finished him off. And the bottom shrine goes to Team GG, but Wildfire here has their ultimates. If they can force a team fight this instant on the bottom lane, they may be able to do something. Nope, there come the ultimates for GG. So that window of opportunity has closed for Wildfire. They weren't able to do anything with it. It was a very, very slim window to begin with. But they are controlling the bottom shrine here. Now we have a big fight going on. Ancestral healing on Arrow heals him up completely. That would have been a sure kill with not for that ancestral healing. Sergeant Hammer's moving down. Uther's going for Iacona here, going for the Dragon Knight. GG needs to contest this. There's nothing they can do to stop it unless Falstead flies in and gets a nice shot off. His storm is preventing that Dragon Knight from coming down. And now we have Tychus fighting right here. Sergeant Hammer on the middle. Kathleen Luck is going to take that shrine back. Maybe not. He might not take it at all. We have Rhaegar and Falstad in the middle trying to deal with this team. Prevent the dragon from coming up. It's like Chen is on the bottom, almost dead. Going to hearth out. And Anubrak is healing up using that well. Both shrines still firmly in control of Team Wildfire. Abathur unfortunately can't get out there and contest that, but looks like we're going to have a Dragon Knight here. Wargreymon gets it. The Tassadar for Wildfire, and I think he's going to go for the bottom lane. It is the weakened lane, which indicates that she probably has the best chance of taking down this fort. That's why he's heading to the bottom. And it's going to be very, very difficult without the wall here for Team GG to hold this back. Abathur needs to use his ultimate, but I don't know if he has it. Rhaegar gets booted out of there, and that leaves GG without their support going into this main fight right here. Lots of excitement heading up. And if we take a look at the, we'll take a look at the damages here after this fight. Hook by Stitches, but Chen jumps right out of it. Shock and Awe goes off, but it's not enough. Team GG is losing health rapidly without that support. Rhaegar is back, but now it is 4 on 5, more like 4 on 6. This Dragon Knight adding a ton of extra health to Wildfire. Falstad goes down 2 for Team GG, and that is a 2-1 swing with a fort, putting Wildfire firmly in the lead in this game. You can see there up here a full level lead. If Syracuse is a bit too aggressive, he might get stunned and he could get himself killed. He's gonna get himself killed. I don't know what he's doing up here. Oh, wait. Sorry, that was Abathur. That was very odd. Well, that's embarrassing. Moving on now. We are going to pretend that didn't happen. I totally thought that was actual Tychus. Catherine Luck over here, but it was indeed Syracuse, who is Abathur. Both teams going for a couple of giants right now. It'll come down to who can push them back the best. Like I was saying, the giants along the bottom lane are extremely powerful. Wildfire has 4 giants here, but they're not going to have 4 for very long. Those 2 will be killed almost immediately. And these are more of fire and forget giants, where you just you don't really support them. You just send them across the lane so that your enemies can't use them. And you would move up and take your knights instead. So we'll see if Wildfire decides to push behind the knights here. GG needs to figure something out. They are losing quite heavily in the team fight category. I mean, it's 3-1, so it's not super lopsided in kills. But if we take a look at our damage, yeah, you can see here Sergeant Hammer at almost 6,000 more damage, just a little under 6,000 more damage than Arrow for the for Team GG. But now we have a big push for GG going in along the bottom if Wildfire doesn't respond to us. They may decide to trade. I think they are going to decide to trade here. And I actually kind of have to agree with their decision to trade. If they lose the bottom shrine, they can't really get there in time to save it. They're too far away from the map. They already have the fort over here, so they're still ahead 1 fort. And that was, I'm going to call that, I'm going to say that was the right decision. Obviously it is. These guys are much, much better at the game than I am. But just adding my, let's see, adding my modest, or not so modest opinion to their decisions. Stitch's Poom is moving down here on the bottom, taking out some giants, preventing this push from going any farther. And they are jumping right for those shrines. Falstead's up top, picking up the shrine. Arrow jumps up there. Abathur's hat is on him, trying to help out. And I actually have heard a rumor that this skin right here, the Pajamathur skin, will get a couple things added to it so that it has a better hat. You'll actually be able to see the skin when Abathur symbiotes, and the locusts may also have a little bit of a change for them. But that minion wave gets blown up immediately by Wildfire. They're coming in along the bottom with a very strong push, 5-man push going in. Looks like Sergeant Hammer is going to, they decide to back out, probably why Sergeant Hammer gets separated from her team. But Chen gets pulled right into Team Wildfire, and he's going to go down immediately, if not for his ultimate, but that might not be enough. All of his ultimates are already down, and we have a huge fight going on here. Ancestral Healing finishes Catherine Luck, and ZPS with that last jump getting out of there. Now we have Syracuse trying to do a little Abathur shenanigans, but Tychus gets pulled right in and gorged right into the middle of Team Wildfire. There's no chance that he will get away. And now it is 4-1. Nice swing there. If we take a look at our damage, Sergeant Hammer still 5,000 ahead of Arrow, and the rest of Team Wildfire pretty comparable to Team GG, except for the supports, 1,300 to 5,500 damage from Uther. So that's a 10,000 damage swing into favor of Wildfire, and they have both shrines. We're able to secure them after that team fight. Sergeant Hammer, I'm not sure I really agree with Sergeant Hammer taking the Dragon Knight. She deals a lot of siege damage, and I feel like it would be more beneficial to have her siege up and have the Dragon Knight just wail on the enemy team while she gets to fire at them from the background. She does way more damage outside of the dragon than she does inside the dragon. Probably Stitches would be the best one, or a Nubrak to take that. I always feel like the warriors should be in the tanks, should be inside of the Dragon Knight more than any other class, because it fights like a warrior more than an assassin. Fort will go down there for Team GG, and Wildfire has basically been in control of this game from the beginning. They are out to show that the last game was a fluke. And then we have a hook right there that's going to miss barely right behind ZPS's head. I mean, the back of his head felt the wind from that hook. They are pushing really, really well here. Although Abathur's moving out across the map, spawns 3 locusts to try and split push this lane, along with a couple of promoted minions, leaving his team at a distinct disadvantage. They're going to lose. They might. Well, I'm not going to say they're going to lose the keep yet, but they very well could lose the keep. Although Sergeant Hammer is extending a little bit, Shock and Awe goes off, but it doesn't do enough damage. Divine Storm right there, last minute Last minute shot before he dies, but Syracuse is going to go down immediately. That looks like CPS is going to also go down. Tychus right here, Cathlon Lux might lose it. Looks like Wildfire, that might be the game. All they have is Abathur, Rhaegar, and Tychus inside of his Odin, and he might not make it home. It's going to be really close to see if he... No, he does. He gets saved right there. I was wondering if he would make it behind the gate, but Rhaegar coming out doesn't need to save him. They need to take Sergeant Hammer down if they're going to have any chance of stopping this push from Wildfire, but that's going to be it right there. Sergeant Hammer is able to live through. Poom and Nubrak did die, but it was not enough for Team GG to pull this back. So that ties this series up 1-1 now, and we will head into the ace match. Very, very exciting game. Much more action-packed than last time. You can see our kill disparity almost reversed, 6-2 this time. And the damage from Wildfire, I think, is where they excelled. They've got 31,000. Let's see, that's 75,000, 105,000, 112,000 right there. And versus for GG, they have 75, 85,000. So there is almost a 30,000 damage discrepancy between the two teams. And while healing is fairly comparable across the board, Tassadar and Anubrak with quite a bit more than Chen, or than most of the other people. So if we have, that's about maybe 10,000 more healing over here. So all in all, that's, if you add the damage and the healing together, about a 50,000 point swing into favor of Wildfire. So they were firmly in control of this game, and it will be interesting to see what adjustments that GG makes to Wildfire, to the adjustments that Wildfire made in the next game, and we will see you guys there.